Information Amendment Bill, second reading.
Point of order.
Point of order, Chris Tremaine.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I seek leave for the Privacy Cross-Border Information Amendment Bill to be set down for third reading forthwith without amendment or debate following its second reading.
So in essence, there's no committee stage, no debate or amendment on the third reading. Right. Leave is sought for that purpose. Is there anyone opposed to that course of action? It appears not. Leave is granted. So is the Minister. Honourable Pansy Wong.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. I move that the Privacy Cross-Border Information Amendment Bill be now read a second time. The Privacy Act is currently silent on the cross-border enforcement of privacy law. This bill remedies that and enable us to assure our international trade partners that their customers' personal information will be protected by New Zealand law. The bill enables the Privacy Commissioner to issue a notice prohibiting the transfer to a third country of personal information sent to New Zealand from overseas if there is evidence of an attempt to circumvent the privacy laws of the source country. This legislation also allows foreign nationals resident overseas to make information privacy requests, although public sector agencies will be able to charge for making this information available. Finally, the bill establishes a mutual assistance framework that will enable the Privacy Commissioner to cooperate with overseas privacy enforcement authorities on the handling of complaints. I want to thank the Justice and Electoral Committee for its careful consideration of the bill and indicate the government's support for the amendments if recommended. The committee identified a gap that unintentionally limited the Commissioner's powers when undertaking an inquiry into cross-border sharing of personal information. To close this gap, the committee recommended aligning the powers of the Privacy Commissioner to conduct a cross-border inquiry with the power she currently has to conduct an investigation into a complaint under the Privacy Act, under new Section 114BA. The committee also recommended changes to new Section 114B, which specify the criteria the Privacy Commissioner must consider when deciding whether to issue a transfer prohibition notice. The committee found that the first two subsections, which concern the protection of personal information received from overseas, overlap and recommended removing subsection B. The committee also suggested that subsection C is not sufficiently flexible because it incorporates by reference the basic principles of national application set out in the OECD's guidelines governing the protection of privacy and transborder flows of personal data. The committee recommends that these principles should be incorporated in a schedule to ensure that any future changes to the principles are not automatically incorporated into the Privacy Act. A schedule that can be amended by order in Council has been included. Other amendments to the bill involve clarifying provisions or are of a technical or administrative nature. The committee considered the Privacy Commissioner's concerns about whether the current grounds for complaint and the Commissioner's enforcement powers needed to be extended. The committee also considered whether a specific provision was required relating to the sharing of information with overseas privacy enforcement authorities. Like the committee, I'm satisfied that the existing provisions of the Privacy Act are sufficient to deal with the issue the Commissioner raises. This government is committed to enhancing the international competitiveness of New Zealand-based businesses in cross-border commerce. We recognize that consumers too are affected by increasing globalization and developments in e-commerce. I welcome the benefits that the bill offers to businesses and consumers alike, and I commend this bill to the House.
Question is that the motion be agreed to. Charles Chavot.